If you've ever been offered the transition of wild thing to fallen triangle and thought, whoa, 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 where do my hands go? Where do my feet go? What is happening, right? You're not alone. Today, I'm gonna break down the wild thing to fallen triangle transition step by step so you can feel strong, safe, and honestly just proud of yourself by the end, because it's a transition that's offered often, but not necessarily always broken down. So here we go. There are a couple of components. First, it is knowing wild thing. Second, it is knowing fallen triangle. And then third, it's that transition between the two. So first we will start with wild thing and what that looks like. And you can get into wild thing in many different ways. Because of how this transition is, we are gonna take it from our side plank first and then from three-legged dog. So if you were to just come into your side plank and step your top foot back behind you, rotate the hips and reach that top arm either straight up or overhead, that's your wild thing, right? But when we take it from that three-legged dog, it adds the variation of momentum and kind of this like moment of balance before the foot plants. And sometimes that can get a little scary, or if you don't have the full strength for that arrival, it can be a little tricky. So let me show you that version so you at least have visual what that looks like. So that's three-legged dog. You bend the knee as if you're going to scorpion, but then you'll start to let the foot fall and you'll slowly lower that foot down to the ground as you lift the chest, the torso, rotate the hips, and reach that arm overhead. So there's this moment here where you can actually keep your hands down the whole time before you plant your foot and open up, or you can hover it, right? So we'll get into those variations in a moment. But the couple of things that I'd like you to remember with our wild thing is that we are in an arm balance, right? So we are stabilizing through one arm. One leg is straight, the other knee is bent with the heel up. So there's a lot happening, and then we're rotating the chest up. So let me show you on this side. Again, if I was coming from that side plank, the top leg will plant behind me, and I'm using that foot as like a kickstand. My shoulder and wrist are in the same alignment, rotate my hips, and reach my arm. The top arm can go up, but I do feel like that line of energy feels much better when it goes forward. Okay, so this is your wild thing. And I don't want to spend too much more time on it, but if you do have questions or you want a breakdown of wild thing, I can do a whole tutorial on that. So just put that in the comments below. However, let's move now to our fallen triangle. Fallen triangle, same thing. It's on just one arm. The difference with this is the leg is underneath the body, and your legs make almost an L shape. Some take a little wider like a star, and you may have even heard this as fallen star. So with this one, we'll take it from plank. It's opposite leg to arm. So if my right leg's shooting out, I'm going towards the left, and I want to reach that leg as far out as I can. I'll then rotate my weight towards the right hand. The back foot spirals down, and that top arm goes up towards the sky. You can even reach it overhead. All right, so let me show you on the other side. Left leg to the right side. We'll kick it out. Rotate the back foot down so you're stabilizing that leg. And same thing here, right? Shoulder wrist alignment as you open yourself up and reach. And you can even let the pelvis go. Right? The range of how much you're rotating your body is just going to depend on how you're feeling and how much your shoulder will allow for, your chest will allow for, your gaze, all that stuff. So fallen triangle, same setup as far as we're on that one arm. We're still adding depth by opening through the legs, energizing through the legs, and then elongating through the spine. So when you put these two together, we are really focusing on shoulder alignment because the transition is happening in the arm. So when I go from my wild thing, I can pass through either plank or a three-legged dog, okay? For now, I'm gonna show you through plank, it's a little lower. So I'll pass through plank, I'll keep the foot hovering so I know which foot I'm moving, because we're gonna do the same leg that was back is gonna shoot through. So if my right leg is hovering, I'm gonna take that leg across my body to the left, plant the foot, and then rotate that weight onto my right hand as I reach up. So it's very important here. This rotation, this openness is really important, right? On that stacking of that stabilizing arm. And then I can just take it back to down dog if I'd like. So let me show you on the other side. So from our wild thing, I'll bring my hand down. You're switching hands kind of passing through neutral. So now my weight's even on both hands. I then take my left knee across, kick that foot out, transfer the weight to that left side. Keep it stacked, press out of the shoulder as I lift myself up. And you can even work it here, right? Where you're going through plank, then planting the foot behind you and going back into that wild thing. So you can take it nice and slow, transitioning through a plank, keeping the hips and the leg low. When you keep the hips and the legs a little lower, you have a little more stability on the arms. When you take the leg, let's say from three-legged dog, and you take it through scorpion and the leg goes high, and you can make it really graceful and fancy all the way up and around, and it does feel really fun too. It's very fluid. That's awesome, but it also adds another layer of stability, and it can bring yourself out of balance in the stabilizing arm or shoulder. So it is a place where we can go to, but not necessary, especially as you are first learning it. So we really want to be mindful and have safe transitions. If something doesn't feel good, please let me know. Maybe I can help you figure out what is going on. But move slowly, move with intention. We don't have to rush through this. Some major mistakes that I see is getting the shoulder away from the wrist. So what I mean by that, especially when we're coming from this down dog, is because we're already away from our wrist, is that when we bring the foot down, we stay on that diagonal. And we actually do want to shift the weight. So my one kind of correction for that would be, as you're coming to scorpion, shift your weight forward like you're going into your plank, then let the foot come down. So that's a common mistake, probably one of the most major mistakes I see. The other one that I see is as we come into this fallen triangle, let the hips melt really low. We actually want to press up so that we, again, continue to take the weight out of the shoulders. Okay. So it is a fun variation. I'm going to show you the full thing now with the leg coming from a three-legged dog. And then I want to show you a couple of options, a modification if you have any wrist discomfort, and an option if you want to make it more challenging. Okay, so let's start with that three-legged dog. You can see it from here with the leg higher. We bend the knee, shift the weight forward, rotate, lift open. Then we bring the hand down, let that same leg come across the body, shoot the leg out, stabilize yourself first, and then you reach the arm up. And the beautiful thing about this is you can unwind and do it all over from the beginning. The modification I want to show you, if you have a lot of wrist discomfort, you can do this actually on your forearms. It's going to be a lot tighter, more compact, but it is possible. So you'll take it from dolphin pose. You'll start with the leg up. You'll bend both knees to rotate, and you'll have to sneak that bottom leg away from you as you come into your variation or modification of our wild thing. It's a forearm variation. Then you'll bring your left forearm down, or whatever arm's coming down, the leg will come through. You'll take a forearm fallen triangle. Right? So you would just work forearm, and you'd have to really focus on the core strength and moving the pelvis out of the way to get the legs through, because you are in a more compact position. The last thing I want to show you is a more challenging variation where you'll keep the leg hovering and you won't touch the hand down. So what I've been demonstrating is that the hand comes all the way down to the ground and you kind of pass through plank first before you continue on. This variation, you're going to keep the hand off the mat, so you're really challenging your balance. So with this one, we take that three-legged, we'll start to open up, the arm will come overhead, and even here, the foot can stay off the ground. Then we'll circle it through, plant the hand, switch the weight, and this foot can stay off the mat, right? And then you can continue to open without actually touching the ground. And it adds just another layer, right? Another layer of fun, another opportunity to challenge ourselves. But all of them are amazing, right? And all of them are really important. And you might want to pick and choose depending on how you're feeling, okay? Depending on what your body needs. So if you have any questions or comments, or even requests for classes, put them below. But if you want to put this into action now, check out this video. It's my Wild Thing to Fallen Triangle flow. Give it a try, and I'll see you all next time.